2018 Governor's Opener, Hinckley, Minnesota. William Hovey Smith. It's time for me and my Ford Ranger to go north. And here it is in the Georgia mountains, and now again in Minnesota with a hard coat of frost on the windshield. I'm the author of Backyard Deer Hunting, and my hunting sometimes takes me afield. In this case, it was to the governor's opening hunt in Minnesota in November 2018. Well, we are now undergoing the rigors of hunt camp in Hinckley, Minnesota at the Grand Casino. Now, it's unusual that a deer hunter's camp is outfitted out of a casino, but the governor's hunt happens to be. And here we have such amenities as hot tub in the room, and no less than 6 or 7 restaurants, as many bars serving everything you would care to have, including some craft beers, and other accommodations. Now, our meetings were held here down below in one of the conference rooms, and we saw some guns, and we were welcomed by the governor's representative. The governor himself usually comes, but unfortunately was undergone surgery and could not be here. But we were cautioned to be, of course, very safe, and told a little bit about Minnesota's deer herd and what was going on and who was doing the sponsoring. Now, of course, we are not going to shoot deer from the casino. But tomorrow morning we will meet our guides at their home places and actually hunt on their farms and ranches. And that's what we're going to do Saturday morning, tomorrow. Today we'll actually go out and meet them this afternoon. I may put up my tree stand. I'll look at the blind. He says it's good. He says there are 5 deer trails intersecting in front of it, and the weather is not looking too favorable. As a matter of fact, we're supposed to have heavy rain and maybe even a little snow. Weather is a factor, particularly with the flintlock fowler I was using. And here is a picture of the Mortimer flintlock when it's being shot and the discharge from the flash pan. My other gun is a modified Ruger Old Army with a 14-inch barrel with a cylinder that will actually take 45 long Colt cartridges. Now, I'm the author of a series of books on muzzleloading, including extreme muzzleloading, as well as e-books, Muzzleloaders for Hunters, Shooting and Maintaining Your Muzzleloader, and Hunting with Muzzleloading Shotguns and Smoothbore Muskets, all of which are available on Amazon.com. In the afternoon, so it looks like everybody's pretty well got to get their deer in the morning, because deer just don't move very well in heavy rain. They tend to bed down in bad weather, even though it is rut, but that's just the luck of the draw. This morning we had a hard frost, and actually this morning would have been an ideal time to have been in the woods. So we're going to tough it out here at the hotel and make do until we can get out there in the woods and get a deer. This is a brief history of the Iron Range at the Welcome Center in Duluth. We're now at the Great Lakes Aquarium, and we hope to find some fish in there, as I'm sure we shall, and even see some walleye. Hopefully, whilst I'm here, I plan to consume one. And here we have a walleye, and there's also a sturgeon in this tank that may swim by. Here he comes. This is a view of
the elevated bridge in Duluth and a few of the buildings right around the harbor taken from the aquarium. And there is a slice of one of Grandma's walleyes, so we are about to dig in. The walleye is nice, flaky, and with a taste of butter and just the right amount of salt. And it also has a nice crispy crust and is served over yellow rice. Now, I later learned that a wild rice option is available if you ask for it. So that would have been my preference, but I've already ordered. So this is good enough. This is an excellent meal as it's served. Being sensitive to local culture and tradition, our meal in our hunt camp consists of a Cornish Pasty from Duluth, as well as a bottle of Minnesota wine from the St. Croix Vineyards, which is in the southern part of the state. We are serving this with a curry ketchup, a simple mixture of ketchup and curry powder that is very popular in Germany. It doesn't have the heavy grease content that the gravy typically served on pastas in Minnesota possesses. So this, I think, is an improvement in the art. So we shall enjoy. Deeper investigation demonstrated that the pasty did have a tiny amount of carrot in it. And you can see one or two orange specks, which are carrots. But that was it. So we're going to show you a recipe that was published the time I was here about what one grandmother's pasty consisted of. This is a recipe truer to the original concept of a pasty in that it uses multiple root vegetables, which would be common in England during the winter months. So you have in this one recipe both beef and pork, which would give added flavor and some fat, so you would have something to carry the taste. You would also significantly be adding rutabagas, more common in the U.S. than in Europe, instead of parsnips, but also carrots and also onions, and optionally, she says in the recipe, garlic, which is a good lick. And so there is considerable disagreement on exactly what goes into a good pasty. The thing about pasties is they should be durable and they should taste good. The one I had was rather bland, mostly beef and potatoes as I described, and not, as pasties go, the best example of the art. Mix it up, use what you got. Throw in some English peas, they do add a lot to pasties, and really enjoy this dish. It's convenient, it's nice for hunt camp, it's traditional, blah, 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 blah. So go get you some, or make you some, even better. And we will host it at an official deer hunting camp by Ken Collier. This is a panoramic view from my stand at dawn on the morning of the hunt. That is a big fat fox squirrel. That's as close as I could get him in the frame. We headed out to our stand in the afternoon, and this is a trail that our host has bush hogged out through the small saplings here. And along the fence line there's a pile of rocks. This is moraine country, and they crop up every spring. So every spring a task is to dig up those that have surfaced and put them on the fence line. And that's something that's been done in Minnesota for generations. And preceding that in Northern Europe. Good walls make good neighbors, Robert Frost said. And, well, this is how they get started. And there is my deer stand. I have been gone for approximately 2 hours and taken a nap, which was very badly needed because I almost had no sleep at all last night in my excitement about this event. So now we're ready to resume the day. We're now back on station, rested and alert. Flintlock with its cover is still doing just fine. And our partner is out there somewhere. He stayed out all day and has seen absolutely nothing. So there was nothing lost by me going in and napping for a couple of hours and then coming back. But much was gained because now I'm alert. I'm not about to go to sleep. And we can resume our watch for deer. I had one large deer come in, the only deer I saw, in very last light of the day. And by the time I picked up my pistol, which had the scope on it, it was long gone. So I did not have a chance to make my contribution to the Minnesota Deer Hunters Association by contributing a hide for their Hide for Habitat program. My most recent book is Create Your Own Job Security. Plan to start your own business at midlife. What I suggest in this book that as a person start a whole series of businesses throughout their lives to do what they need to do at the time. If it's raise money instantly, well, I can tell you how to do that. But the ultimate objective is to find work that you love to do so much that you would do it even if no one paid you, and then find out how to make money at it, start this business while you work for someone else and are collecting health insurance. Then, if you get laid off in your 40s or later, you have something you already own to fall back on. For more information about my books, blogs, and more than 700 videos, you can go to my website, www.hoviasmith.com. For more information on my business books, you can go to createyourownjobsecurity.com. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.